This week, we are continuing to talk about story elements. Remember, we have already talked a lot about the characters and the setting of fiction stories. This week, we're going to talk about the problem and the solution. The problem is what goes wrong in the story, and the solution is how the problem is solved. Think about a problem you might have had before. How did you solve it? We have all had a problem we needed to figure out, and the characters in our books do too. So let's take a look at this slide. I see that someone spilt a glass of milk. That would be the problem. Let's look over here. How do you think they solved it? If you guessed by getting paper towels to clean it up, you would be correct. So that's just one example of a problem and a solution. When you're reading, you can think to yourself, what is the problem the character has? Or what do they need or want? So let's take a look at this picture. What do you think the problem is? And how do you think they solved it? So the problem would be that this lion is trapped under a net. And the solution, or how they solve the problem, would be that this mouse bit open the net to get the lion out. So now I need some help finding some problems and solutions. So we're going to use these arrows to label which sentence is the problem and which is the solution. So I will read both of them. I couldn't find my backpack and it was time to leave for school. I retraced where I went earlier around the house and I found it in the kitchen. So think in your head for a minute, what is the problem and what is the solution? So the problem would be I couldn't find my backpack. That's definitely a problem. I need it for school. And the solution would be that I retraced my steps. I thought about where I went earlier in the house, and I ended up finding it. So that's just another example of a problem and solution that our characters can have. Now, for this one, I gave you the problem, and I need help finding a solution. So the problem was that Jean was being mean to people on the playground. If you remember, this is from our book, The Recess Queen, that we read earlier in the year. So Jean was being mean to people on the playground. What could the solution be? So one solution could be that the kids could talk to Jean about how she is acting, and maybe they can talk with each other and solve the problem that they're having. They can all play nicely together. Another solution could be the kids could talk to a teacher. There doesn't just have to be one solution to a problem. There could be many solutions. So as we read books together, or you read on your own, think in your mind about what the problem of the story is. This will help you understand what you read better and become better readers.